Hello.
Hello. Hello,
Hi,
Rick.
everybody.
Hi, guys. We have we'll come here. Last week, I was reviewing Honest PR to bring the support of ASOC admin socket to Crimson and 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 update the PR with some change to decouple it with Ceph context and some minor changes, and also reviewed the fixed core server socket changed by Yingxin, and I think it's close. And aside from it, I was also reading Sam's working progress PR to implement C-store, and still not neat and making no progress. Mm, and that's me. And Treme, how's it going?
Yeah, hi. Um, I saw the PR. I just read the PR today, and I saw it already merged in for the fixed PG collection. So it is weird for the memory style testing. FL can continue. Uh, FL bench can continue and get the result. And for Alien Blue Star, it is for OSC equal to 1. FL benchmark can continue, but for OS equal to 2, there are some errors. So I traced back and found that collection used error. And but currently it still has an issue in the Alien Blue Star when OS equal to 2 or 3. Sometimes the collection is empty, is none. When set OMAP set OP map set case. So I still trace it. I
Treme,
still
I
trace it.
also noticed a bug in when we when we load from a PG. If you look at OSD command load PG, we actually create a metadata collection and pass it down to PG to its constructor. I think it's a bug. I'm trying to come up with a PR to address it.
Oh, so yeah, I still
It's
meet the
a
problem now. So,
regression. So you
but
also
it's not
brought it.
not it's not the very beginning. It when I create the pool OSD pool and set the PG number equal to 126, and then I got some the code continue on sometimes, but then in some cases the collection is empty, it's non-pointer. So I still trace it. I don't think it is the metadata because metadata is very beginning.
I mean, we failed to pass the right collection to the constructor of a PG.
Oh,
Indeed, we passed the collection initialized with the metadata collection to its constructor. I will pass. I will send a mail to you and probably come up with
okay,
PR
okay,
to
yeah,
address
yeah.
it.
So yeah, okay. So I still has the problem. So sometimes the collection is empty, and sure, if you send to me and I can verify it if it can fix the issue. And
Okay.
I verified the C star you committed. It didn't solve the CPU set issue. So I tried the memory store. All the memory store cases is running on the CPU 0. So I will when I fix the alien blue star issue and then I will fix that bug.
Okay. Do you have any idea what the root could be
I
on the
use
C
the old
side?
version C star currently. So the old version is the one when the C star created the CPU set, he didn't use the CPU set information we passed in. He just used
I see.
get the how many CPU numbers and from the CPU 0 beginning to set the CPU set.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but the current code is changed. It's more complex, logical. There's some topology. So I didn't read it now. I just used the old one.
What I see, I think it fails with the new code also. They're using 0 as a special case, and they're always using CPU number 0, even if it's not part of the set. There seems
So
to
you
be
mean the default they use the CPU 0, right? Even though you set the CPU set to be equal to 1 or 2, it still use CPU 0, right?
at least in the version that I checked, which is pretty new, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I checked the new code and it doesn't fix it. Even though he add more logicals about some topology, but okay, sure, that's still a bug in the C star.
Okay. Okay. Probably there's a chance that I failed to. I mean, we failed to pass the parameter down to C star.
Not us. We transfer the parameter to the C star, but the C star not use
Okay.
it right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that exactly. I think it's you can say it in a few lines of code in system. It's not a hard fix. I think in the regular case, in the non special NUMA case, it doesn't seem to be hard to fix.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's me. So I'll be
Okay,
waiting for your email. Try if it can fix my issue. No.
Yeah, I believe it's an issue, and we actually if we when we handle a PG create message, we actually set the correct collection to it. But we failed to pass it down to the backend. I think it's a serious regression. I'll update you with a fix and a mail.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Hi. Just a few updates from me. I've been gone lately a little bit. That's because I'm my finals period now. I just have some exams in university. But before I started doing that, I was finalizing some stuff with CBT. I'm gonna need another round of review on the current pull request with the CPU cycles feature, and I'm gonna make another pull request soon in CBT. That'll be after I finish with the generalization talked about. I worked on with Radek, support other benchmarks as well. And then my main work from now is going to be working on the object class, streams and source code, to add to implement more functions to add support. Currently, it's only supporting RBD, I think. So I'm gonna start implementing some more of the functions there for other plugins, and that was also discussed with Radek. I think that I'll start working on that probably on Thursday. I'm just still have some more finals to finish with, but I'm just finding some time slots to work on the project, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna be completely back. So that's pretty much it.
So your CBDPI is ready for another round of review, right?
Not right now. I'm just gonna need. It's gonna be. I'm gonna need it after Thursday.
Oh, I see. Okay. Thank you. Hope you're doing great in your final test.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's going really good. Thank you.
Redek.
Hello. I'm reworking the pull request, bringing what notify support accordingly to the reviews from to the comments from review. However, my main focus at the moment is a memory corruption issue that is, by the way, awfully awfully related to our recovery mechanism, PG temp map, for instance. Besides of that, just a couple of small PRs related to buffer list. That's me.
Okay, I think your first part of the what notify is pretty close. I think if once you address the comment, it will be ready.
Yeah, I hope it's just about cleaning up the code.
Yes, indeed. Renan.
Hi, everybody. I've been working with Kifu on comments and changes to the admin socket to finalize this. Currently, it doesn't work. We have a bug or something which prevents it from running running on my test cases. So I marked it as do not merge for now until I solve it. Kifu, it seems to be related to the consume input function.
Could you share with me your test case? Because I tried at least show config and set config, and it works perfect.
Okay, I will show the way I'm testing it. That's one part. Another part of what I'm doing is starting to read clubbing, as Josh, my boss, asked me to take a look at that. At least the part of scrubbing that do not involve recovery, which we don't have yet. So more or less that's what I was doing this week.
Thanks, Ronan. Sam?
Yep, I have enough of the journaling and transaction layer fleshed out that I'm now actually working on the LBA B tree itself. So that'll probably take a week or two. That's it.
Thanks. Johan?
Last week I finished analyzing the backfill machinery, and I completed the crimson.
We lost you.
Excuse me.
We lost the voice.
Sorry. Could you say it again?
We didn't hear what you. After a few words, I didn't hear what you were saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh. I'm sorry. Roland, can you hear me?
Now, yes.
Yes, I can. Yeah.
I am now trying to add the pglog machinery to the Crimson write path, and that's all for me.
So I'm wondering, is this possible to break the recovery and backfill down into smaller pieces so we can work on it in parallel? After Redex finishes memory corruption, I think he will be able to work on the recovery.
That's the plan.
Yes, I'm wondering, Shahan, is it possible to break it down task into smaller pieces?
Oh, sorry, I got like a connection loss.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, cool. So my question is it possible to break the recovery and backfill into smaller pieces so we can work on it in parallel?
I think yes, but the first work we have to implement the pglog machinery in the Crimson right path first, because everything is working on that, I think.
Okay.
And then we can.
I see.
I think we can do recovery and backfill in parallel.
Makes sense. Okay, thank you. Yinxin?
Yes, I saw the C star is upstreamed and updated, and I was addressing the pull request and mostly addressed, but there's still some issues. The first is it seems there's a performance regression. I don't know why, because I didn't change. I think I didn't change the critical I/O path. And the second is there's some new errors with the latest code, maybe related to buffer. I'm still looking at it, and that's all.
Error, you mean some runtime error or error reported by ACN?
The error reported by buffer, I just paste it,
okay.
But it doesn't affect the correctness. It
so
just
warning,
printed.
Right?
It just
okay.
printed out. I'm still looking at it. Yeah. And another thing is perf. I don't know why it's regression. It has a regression there.
It could be transient issue, and I also noticed that the perf test is not quite stable recently. Probably you can rerun it by triggering the Jenkins.
I will try. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else?
One comment. Now that we won't be meeting at Cephalocon, probably we should find if we want to do any other thing any other avenue for coordinating our work, all the things that we wanted to do, and that in that meeting, discussing Sisto, etc. We might want to think about having some long work meeting or whatever, remote work meeting, so we can do what we plan to do there.
That's a good idea, I think. I think for C-Store, such a thing will make a great deal of sense in about 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, because at that point it'll be easy for other people to contribute. I imagine the recovery work will have similar milestones along the way. So yeah, we should think about scheduling something like that for March.
Yes, we can have a code walkthrough or design review by then, like in 2 weeks or 3. Is that what I mean?
Of what?
Yeah. We can have a code review or design review in 2 weeks.
It's not going to be ready in 2 weeks. It might be ready for that in 6 weeks.
Okay.
Before that, other people are free to look at the branch, but if you've looked at it, it's a complete mess. I've rewritten most of the internal interfaces multiple times, and that's going to keep happening. So it'll be a little while before I'm happy with the way things fit together. But I do think mid-March that'll be appropriate. I'm not as thrilled with the concept of a code walkthrough so much. By then, I hope it'll be in a state where people can actually review it. But I am happy to talk about the design, and more importantly, we should talk about how we want to coordinate work on it going forward. Because we're going to want to rewrite major parts of it. A lot of it's going to be very simple, just to get a prototype out the door. So at that point, we'll have to start discussing where the performance bottlenecks are and where we want to invest effort. What things works, what things didn't, that kind of thing. So it's more of a roadmap planning project or problem.
I see.
Do you see a point in doing something, some preliminary discussion closer to us, closer nearer than 8 weeks?
You're free to look at the document or the branch, but honestly, it's just a lot of work. Like, there's nothing to talk about. It's just implementation.
Okay.
Like, the only real changes in strategy since that doc are I moved to an LBA-based strategy, which I updated the doc with. And the transaction strategy is around buffers rather than keys. That's not real surprising, though. That is, it's implicit in the record structure. If you notice in the record structure, blocks and deltas are to blocks. They're not to something higher level. So that was already present in the document.
Okay.
But I mean, if you look at the document, there are a lot of big pieces that have to be written from scratch because we don't have a block layer or a file system or a transactional layer or a key value store or anything, right? I don't even have an allocator. So all that stuff has to be written for it to even be basically functional. The only good news is that I'll be able to test the block layer independently of the layers above it. So that'll give us an intermediate point where we can look at performance. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me, I think.
Sorry, there's just no good news here. Like it just takes time to write object store implementation.
Any comments?
Or Ronan, do you have some specific question or concern?
No, just that I feel that we are losing visibility of where we are and what we have, what we don't have this way. That's the nagging issue for me.
Okay. Well, what we have is relatively little. What I'm working on now is the block layer. That will be the first milestone, and that will be evaluatable on its own. And that's what I hope to have by early March.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Talk to you later. See you next week. Have a good day. Have a good night.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. And see you soon. Bye.
Bye.